Welcome back to the 1010s Podcast. My name is, of course, Michael Beck, with Adam Nielsen and Handsome Rob.
What hurts?
It burns
There's
when you
water
pee.
in my nose and it burns.
We made
I
Adam.
don't think that's water anymore.
We made Adam laugh before the show started.
I'm good, though.
Are you okay?
Nah, I'm fine.
All right.
Let's do this.
I've got consumption, so you guys are going to have to carry the show, I think. I'm pretty certain that I'm dying. I've got tuberculosis.
You get one tiny sniffle and you're like, I'm
I
dying.
feel like I'm dying. I'm going to eat this lozenge.
You are literally living my every day. I don't want to hear you bitch about it.
I probably am, but most of the time my sinuses are good. I don't even know if it's allergies anymore. I just feel like shit.
I assume that I smell all the time. I just can't smell myself. That's just
Because your nose doesn't
yeah,
work?
it just does not function.
As long as you've accepted it into your life, it's fine. You know what I mean?
When you're in the back eating lunch with the rest of the guys and there's twice as many flies around you as there is around everyone else, you've got a problem.
That's probably fair to say.
That's a good way to judge
There's
it.
still water in my nose.
Just blow it on my couch. That sounds like something you would do.
Oh, I have a revelation that I want to share with Adam. He's going to be super pissed, but Robbie's going to be on board with it.
Have you shared it with me before?
No, I'm going to share it right now.
To the world.
With the whole world.
It's about daily drivers.
Yes.
Are you ready?
You're
yes.
Fucking ready, Robbie?
You're gonna
I'm
tell
so
me,
ready.
You're going to tell me that automatic transmissions are better, aren't you?
Woo!
You guys are a bunch of pussies.
So where were you driving this week?
235 every day, and every time I drive down 235 at
There's
5
an
o'clock,
accident?
somebody has to run into somebody else. Every fucking time.
Every day.
And then everybody has to stare at him.
Even if it's in the
Like
other lane.
6 fucking
Even if it's
miles.
in the opposite direction, everyone has to stop.
It's not uncommon to drive from like 22nd Street all the way past where it meets. What is
Yeah.
that, like 4 miles?
Yeah.
3 miles?
There's an accident at 63rd Street every fucking day. What are people doing there?
Oh, that's us getting off of work and leaving. And then you guys all crashing behind us.
Please
Do you have to
stop.
drive 235 on your way to work? I don't actually know where your work is located.
Valley Junction.
That doesn't help me any.
No, I'm not.
It's but where I live basically, but a little bit
South.
farther south.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
So you
One
get
exit
you get
before.
off on 63rd?
I usually take 73rd.
So you don't even get that far down there then? Because
No.
it seems to me
I'm one exit before that.
when I'm heading back west at night, it's between 22nd, or no, it's not even 22nd Street. It's like 31st Street and 63rd. Every single day somebody runs into somebody.
I got stuck behind a combine today.
Welcome to Boone life.
Welcome to Iowa. I live in Boone, asshole. God damn it.
Boone is a fine town.
It's that small town life.
There's nothing wrong with Boone.
I'd rather be stuck behind a combine.
Somebody, like, because it's muddy out there. If anybody who hasn't noticed, we've gotten a lot of rain lately. And so there's some gnarly mud out in the fields. Somebody, like, tipped a grain cart over right along my route home.
That's an expensive bad
Wow.
day.
Yeah, there's a bunch of corn laying in a pile
Oh,
and a
geez.
really deep hole in the mud, and the cart was gone. I'm like, I know what happened there.
Yeah, somebody had a shit fit because they lost money.
Bad day. What do we got? We got to do social media, so find us at 1010s Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, and the number 1010s Podcast on Twitter. Also go to 1010spodcast.com and hit up our store, where there are many, many things. And finally, we talked Robbie into adding the pillowcases.
And somebody ordered one.
Someone ordered it literally 20 minutes after I posted it.
So now everybody that listens to this show has the privilege of sleeping with us.
It's an 18-inch by 18-inch throw pillow, and it says 1010s Podcast.
It
on
is
both sides.
Dude, those throw pillows on my couch that came with it that are terrible, they're like decorative nonsense. I fucking hate them. I think they're 18-inch by 18-inch.
That's perfect.
You're
should
going to buy
one
2
these.
of them.
You should
then.
get them for my couch. 1010s
That's
Podcast
where they're
couch.
going at Josh's house.
Perfect.
Yeah,
If
should-
you
should
wouldn't
totally
have
buy
changed, if you wouldn't have added black for that, then his wife would have had to buy new furniture. So I'm sure he's thanking you for that one.
He dodged a bullet.
Well, I didn't realize, I misread it, so it said black stitching, which really just means the stitching of the zipper, so it would have been white. So I had to make a black background so they can screen print the black onto the pillow. So that's how that works.
So you get a black pillow with a black logo?
No, I have a white pillow with a black logo and a black pillow with a gray logo, like our shirts.
Oh, okay.
Solid.
Oh, yeah.
So now you can sit down on your couch, you can turn on your Netflix, you can watch the first season of Roadkill, and you can snuggle with us.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
Doesn't
That's
that sound
all-
like the best
That's
winter
all I'm
evening?
looking for in life.
And then when
is
you're
roadkill and snuggles. Really. I mean, seriously. Let's be honest. What more can you ask for, Robbie?
Maybe a fire. At most, that's
Maybe a
all I
fire.
could think of. I need more to make the perfect like slow Tuesday evening.
And then when you're done with that, you just transition on your Roku over to us on YouTube and listen to us.
Perfect. You're already on YouTube anyway because you're
Exactly.
watching Roadkill, so just listen to the newest episode.
The first season of Roadkill's on Netflix.
Is it?
I just finished it yesterday, and then realized it was only the first season. Super pissed because now I got to go find the second season on Netflix or on YouTube because I've never actually watched all of them. I've just watched bits and pieces here. I fucking love that show.
It's great.
Oh my God, that show is amazing.
We need to do that. But
we need more Roadkill in our life for sure.
Absolutely. Also,
God, so good.
after a bunch of conversations this weekend I had, we need to clarify that if you go to our website and you click on our store, click through all of the things. Because it just has plain pictures of the T-shirt, so it says, like, it's got a black T-shirt or a white T-shirt.
Yep.
Click on them, people.
There's colors.
There's hundreds of color combinations you can have.
Oh, people didn't follow that?
No, they're like, I didn't even realize what you all had.
Yeah,
there's like 170
so
combinations of women's shirts.
There's so many colors.
Just go in there, click on them.
Sweet.
Explore. And then order.
Did you notice Robbie had a really good YouTube plug in there? He slid that in there because it's not in our normal announcement bit.
Which
he
YouTube plug?
Slid the YouTube to go to our YouTube.
Go to our YouTube
and subscribe.
Yes.
We need more subscribers.
And if you're listening listen to it from Car Throttle, thank you, because there's been a bunch of you this week.
Car Throttle fans, hello, wonderful
I'm
people.
because we got a ton of followers lately.
Yeah, we only pissed off a couple of people.
Yeah, God, I wanted to tag them so badly.
I've got it saved. Should I read it?
We should shout out to Tracktune for posting your articles too.
Yeah, we should. Tracktuned, Slip
Go
Angle.
to tracktune.com. Check out Michael's 2 articles about making the Fiat driftable and then executing it perfectly. And they've got a bunch of other really cool features. There's some cool tech stuff. I read how to align my car, written by the Bay.
Maximum Driftcast. They plugged us
They
as well.
shared us. Look at that.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Drift Fiat. I can't believe that they cared. Like, why is this happening?
So,
I'll save the hater comments for another time.
Okay.
Unless you want me to.
right.
Unless you want me to show
Nah,
it.
it's not worth
Dude
it.
was very, very, very angry at.
He was so angry.
Never seen somebody so mad about
something so
something
insignificant.
that doesn't matter. It doesn't affect him in any way. If you're curious, go to our Car Throttle and look at it. It's pretty funny.
That's just in the comments section.
It's just in the comments. Like, seriously, lost his shit, and then I poked him a little bit because we were
I know
talking
you guys
about.
you were joking about trolling him a little bit.
We were talking because the first comment was so stupid. I was like,
he can't be serious.
I was like, well, no, I thought he was serious, but I was like, can you really be this mad about this? I mean, really? So I didn't take offense to it.
No.
So I poked him and said, no. He said something like, "There's no way this could get any worse." And I said, "No, trust me, it's gonna get worse." And then he went off the fucking deep end.
Yeah,
lost his
swore. The whole line.
swearing, furiously pissed off.
Did you downvote his?
He's a miserable
No.
person. You just know that dude's like
sad all the time.
his Car Throttle, 0 followers, 0 points.
He had no cars.
posts. Didn't even have a picture, like a profile picture. Just an I question whether he even made that account specifically to come in there and talk shit.
You may have.
Because
Kind of a
how do
pathetic
you
life.
not get any points? I mean, people can give you points for making comments.
Yeah, you could have no cars
And still have points.
and still have points.
That's a sad life to live.
How could you be that pissed?
He's got to be a miserable human being.
on the fucking. He's the guy on YouTube. He's every YouTube.
He's every
YouTube
YouTube
commenter.
commenter. Yep.
We finally did it.
got one. That's
We
what
were
I'm saying.
talking about how excited we were to have YouTube
hater.
haters.
That's
Well,
why
it turns out they're on Car Throttle.
No, seriously, I saved it. I have it in the pictures on my phone because it's so funny. Because I was like, "This is it. This is the moment.
the
This is-
first one.
Our first
This
hater.
is the first hater right here. I love it." So anyway,
That's
it was a fun week.
fun, I guess.
Anything else before we get started?
Nah, not really.
Do you want to introduce us, Robbie, or should I?
This week's topic, dude, am I a ricer?
Yes.
I've wanted to do this topic since we
For a
started
long
this
time.
podcast.
Yep.
Mostly
Explain
because
where
I-
you got this from.
Don't maybe not give too much away.
We totally stole this from the Jason Ellis show.
Okay, fine.
Is that too much? Was that
Nah,
giving
did I
too much
give
What are
away?
they- it's not like he fucking listens to this.
What if he does?
He might. He has a podcast now.
$10 says that he'll appreciate the plug. I mean,
He
is
probably-
he really going to get that mad about it?
No. he's
Anyways,
not gonna
Jason
get that.
Ellis and his buddies on their
Mike Tully.
Mike Tully on the Jason Ellis Live satellite radio show. They play a game where girls call in and they play the game "Dude, Am I a Slut?" where they tell a gross story and then the guys decide if she's a slut. It's like that, but with ricers.
Dude, am I a ricer?
Dude, am I a ricer? Tell us what you've done to your car and we'll tell you if you're a ricer.
So we had some responses from this. We actually had some people get back to us and ask us questions about does this make me a ricer or is this a ricey thing to do? So we're going to run through those. We're going to avoid using some names.
We're going to pepper some of our own in here.
We're going to throw some of our own
We're all
in.
about being equal. We're equal opportunity, make fun of everybody.
I feel like some of these are going to be complete agreement and some of these are going to be big arguments. So I got a softball to start us
You're
off.
just gonna throw it right in there.
Softball is
I got a
that?
softball.
Those are bigger than baseball. So is this a big one,
Should be,
or
No.
should be easy to
or
hit.
is it like
It's
literally
easy.
a soft?
It's like a soft pitch, like easy to hit.
I see what
easy to hit.
softballs are easier to hit than. Okay, I'm following.
I think we're all going to be on the same page on this one. All right. So if you're on Twitter, I'm calling you out. You talk to us on Twitter anyway. So at Kanga Motorsport,
You're a regular listener.
put that one together. He said running harness bars and harnesses in a non-race car.
Nah.
Does that make me a racer?
Yes.
I want to say yes and a poser. That's like
Ooh, a poser.
I think poser and ricer are kind of
Hand in hand?
synonymous.
okay. We'll use those as synonyms today.
Absolutely, though.
I didn't make a decision on this yet, and you're probably right. I'm going to say it probably is a ricey thing to do. You know where I've seen it most? I assume this is in his Datsun, maybe. I don't know. I'm making that up. But you know where I see it a lot?
Subarus,
Subarus and,
Lancers.
Evos.
well,
Where else are you
okay,
going? Where are you going?
Hondas.
Yeah,
Not good Hondas, but bad Hondas.
I've seen it in one good Honda.
Okay. And then what's the green? What's
Tacatas.
killed everybody?
Tacatas?
Yeah, everybody's got to have green.
Killed everybody.
Got to have green Takata. Fuck.
That's a 240 thing. Everyone has to have the Tacatas.
Got to have brides and
bride
Tacatas.
seats and Tacatas. That is ricer. Who do you know
the
that
problem-
races that has bride seats and
The
Takata?
problem with that is those drifters use that setup.
Do they?
Yeah, so like I give that a pass because a lot of the drifters use.
If it's in
those-
your drift car, fine.
I was actually gonna wait till we got further along.
We had the same revelation.
I
then.
was gonna say
Okay.
this.
Wait for that because it's gonna come back around.
Are you sure? Can I say it now? It's on the
I
tip of
think
my
you
tongue.
need to say it
Just say it.
because I don't know what you're talking about.
None of these rules apply if you're drifting. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Okay.
Apparently, that's valid. Although there might be a few things where I'm gonna be like, even if you're drifting, it's fucking dumb.
Well, that's right because a harness bar is unsafe.
Yeah, it is unsafe.
Okay.
We talked about that.
So if you have a harness bar, let's say this: if you have a harness bar with harnesses in a street car, yes, you're a racer.
You're a racer and is unsafe, and you should go back to your OEM.
It's super
harness.
unsafe in a street car,
Yeah.
Yes.
for
And
sure.
if you don't know why, go to tracktune.com.
More plugs. Professional fucking podcast.
Hey, Jabay will be expecting our check.
Yes,
Just send it our way.
and consulting fee for your store request from your show. Yeah, I listened.
We had a topic offline on that too. We talked about it
Yeah,
offline.
perfect. All right, we good on that one?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, this next one is at Both Hand Drive. This is going to be a weird one, but white leather steering wheel in a Mark I base model Fiesta, which is a car we don't get here.
Yeah, it's a car we don't get here. Is it front wheel drive or were those old enough to still be the rear wheel drive?
I don't know.
Fords of
I don't know.
lore.
I remember a buddy of mine in high school bought a Fiesta for $200, and
It's the wrong kind of Fiesta.
he had the time of his life in that car. I mean, $200. How can you go
I
wrong?
think that was Festiva.
Shit, you're right. It was a Festiva. I'm sorry.
I would rock the shit out of a Festiva. every
Festivas
day.
are fun.
I want to Busa swap a Festiva,
That'd be exciting.
right? Because I don't think they weigh diddly squat.
Nah, they're like a Geo Metro. You can just like tip it over if you wanted.
But I kind of like they're boxier, and even though I like rounder cars, I still think they look better than a Metro. This is
We're talking like
Random.
the $200 car we can buy.
Who's gonna come? I'd take the Festiva because it's better looking than the Metro. That's a conversation everybody has.
I found it. It's front wheel drive.
Okay.
All right, white leather.
White
steering
leather
wheel.
steering wheel with a metal center.
Does he have a white leather interior?
I'm gonna
I'm
say
gonna go no.
No,
because the Fiesta was always like the bottom of the barrel entry level car. I'd be shocked if Mark I Fiestas even had leather as an option.
so many things we don't know because we never got this
I know
car in
it's-
this country.
Well, so it's imported.
No. He's
He's from
He's
England.
from England land.
That's right. I knew that. Okay. And so this is an aftermarket steering wheel.
It's an aftermarket steering wheel in a car that we're assuming is stock.
So
a street car.
then
a street car.
here's my question that would make my determination.
Okay.
Did he buy a white leather steering wheel or did he wrap it himself?
No, he bought it.
All right, it's Ricer.
Robbie,
I'll allow it. Not racer.
why?
I don't think it's that big a deal.
So here's my fuck it. We'll explain it later.
Does the horn work?
Who cares if it does or doesn't?
Let's assume the horn works.
We're assuming the horn works.
It's still Ricer.
Does he not have and he doesn't have airbags now?
Well, Mark 1 Fiesta
did not have airbags.
70s.
Oh, then who cares?
We're talking like my Omni or older.
1976 is the first year.
Can I assume that the steering wheel is bigger, like as if it was a ship?
No.
Damn it.
It's probably smaller.
Why would that make a
This
difference?
would be funnier.
Yeah, it's probably
and
smaller.
would make it more ricey.
Either makes it ricey. If you go smaller, then there's sporting pretensions, and then it's ricey. If you go bigger, it's stupid.
Yeah, that's what.
And that's
even
also
better.
Ricer.
It's even better. It's funnier then.
It's probably more dangerous if it's bigger too, because
Yeah.
it's harder to turn that way.
It's like driving a school bus.
You got to get a big one, like a real big wheel, then put the farmer's turn knob.
That's
on
illegal.
it.
You can't.
That
have
is
those.
illegal. I
You
didn't.
cannot-
I
you
didn't.
cannot.
I
It's
didn't know
illegal.
that.
You
can't
cannot
do
have
that.
one of those knobs.
For a
There
tractor.
are multiple people I work with that have that on their vehicles, their everyday cars, and I'm just like, dude,
Illegal.
Don't get pulled over. So
That's
2 to 1 on that one.
I think so.
I guess I don't know what.
I wouldn't call it Ricer.
Why not?
Because it's not. To me, it doesn't.
Defend your statement.
To me, it doesn't fit Ricer. It's like just changing your steering wheel, and that's like assuming that's the only thing he changes.
Yeah,
I think that
I'm
if
not
that's the
gonna call it
only
right.
thing you change, it's even worse.
I'm with Adam on this one.
I don't think it's a big deal. Just changing a steering wheel, not Ricer.
But to white leather though, it's not black.
To me, that makes it better.
Like if you made it like a la Contra, I might give it a pass.
If it was pleather, then no. But it's
It's
white.
probably
it's white.
It's probably.
Let's be
pleather.
real.
He
He
has
it
to
was
have-
probably pleather.
He said leather.
You got to take it at face value. He's right.
got white leather driving gloves for his white leather steering
We don't
wheel.
know that. Now we're just making assumptions.
We have to make assumptions. That's the whole point of this.
Can you imagine how quickly that ended up dirty?
Exactly. White leather gloves.
Dude, my dad had a white vinyl interior in his '68 Chevelle. He said it was hell.
I had to.
Hell. He hated it.
Yeah, I would hate that.
Back in the day, I assume bell bottoms or whatever. That the dye just came off your pants, just all that. So your seats were blue all the time.
I
So it was
have
a
a really
pain in
funny
the
story
ass.
for that.
My uncle's brother actually rebuilt, I think it was on like a Challenger or something like that, just like a big muscle car. And he had white leather interior. And the first day he got it done, or the first weekend he had it done, he drove it to church and like his belt kind of scraped along the seat and left a nice long black mark all the way down the back of his seat.
Yep.
Ruined it. Brand new
Couldn't get
interior.
it off.
Nope.
Fuck.
When I was little, like probably 13, 14, probably, I don't know, little is probably not the right term for it. When I was younger, my bedroom in our old farmhouse was pretty cold during the winter. So I got some flannel sheets. And I'm sure my mom probably told me you need to wash those before you put them on your bed. And I ignored her. But when I woke up the next morning, they were blue flannel. I was head to toe. Head to toe.
Shit.
Blue.
That's
And
awesome.
on a school morning, and I was freaking out.
Did it wash off?
Yeah, it did.
Oh.
It came off pretty easily, actually.
That's too bad.
But it was my pillowcase and everything. So
Yep,
my
your
face, it
face
was both
was blue.
sides of my face.
Oh, God.
And oh god, it was so bad.
Hilarious. All right, Robbie lost on that one.
No.
Yes, you
We're
did.
allowed to disagree.
It's majority.
I agree with Michael.
It's
In
majority.
this situation, definitely majority. When it's me that's the little guy, then we're allowed to disagree.
Okay, I got another one. I'm not gonna say this one's name because for reasons, but whatever. So, Pontiac GTP is the car.
Okay.
Underglow is the question.
Can we just throw the word underglow out there in general? Because I know that's what the
Yes,
topic's
but let's
gonna
come
go.
back to this because I have things to say about Underglow. I've decided. Go ahead, Robbie.
Defend it.
I've always liked underglow because I don't even want to say it because it ruins my point.
Just say it, because
I'm a ricer at heart.
Damn it! Now I can't even
I
agree
know
with you.
I know, but
You're wrong.
But I had blue lights on a 2002 Toyota RAV4.
And it
That
was
is
ricer.
worse than a Pontiac GTP.
On a RAV4.
Yes. My first question:
Okay.
neons or LEDs?
No clue.
Can't
It's
answer
Twitter.
that.
You can't ask that many questions.
Okay.
Yeah, you're asking. This is
You
not.
get 140 characters.
All right.
I can make it up. You
Let's-
want me to make
let's
something up?
Let's make assumptions.
Not LEDs.
Not LEDs?
Yep.
That just sucks. Why would you even do that? Like
It's because it's 2001 and you just watched Fast and the Furious. That's
yeah, but
why.
then they break after you've hit your first rock, and then you have to go buy LEDs anyways.
Okay,
So LEDs.
so LEDs.
Are the bulbs showing?
Let's say no.
I'm pretty
Bennett.
sure they are not.
Benefit of the doubt.
Benefit of the doubt, you cannot see a wire. You cannot see a bulb.
Nope.
The reason I say they're probably not is because I'm pretty sure the GTP has a side skirt that is not original on the Grand Prix. Because
That's a good point. It hangs down.
So that hangs down below the bottom of the door sill, and so that'll give you like an inch or two to hide everything. It's probably safe to assume that they're well hidden and you can't see them. Even if by total accident, they probably are not visible.
That's good.
From the side.
My biggest thing, even when I was like huge into the LEDs,
Ricer.
It was ricer if you saw the bulb, no matter what car it was on.
Okay.
If you couldn't see the bulb, it was more acceptable. I want to say for like cars like RAV4s, Grand Prix, your streeted Honda Civics that aren't going anywhere besides the street.
Yep.
No, it's ricer.
It's ricer.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Sorry, it's ricer. I'm gonna go with ricer.
In this case, he's saying it's
ricer.
ricer. Adam?
Yeah, I think it's the definition of ricer, and I've never had anything with underglow on it, never once, and I don't really understand it, and I don't see the appeal, and so I'm not into it.
You're into stereos.
Yep.
You're in the stereo.
Did you ever see any of my stereos? They were fucking ugly. They were loud, but they were ugly.
Neon lights and
UGLY.
dubstep and EDM music and bass all go together. Like, say I pull up to a parking lot.
Even when I did
No,
stereo,
hold
I was
on.
function over form. I didn't care if it looked good as long as it was fucking loud.
So it's okay. You and I have a RAV4 with subs in it and a loud system, even louder. Let's say it's great for some reason, even though it wasn't. And you
Okay.
show up in your Cavalier, and we pull into a parking lot, and we pop the trunks, and we turn the bass up. We need neon lights for all the girls to be dancing.
They're not gonna.
Then it's not right.
They're not going to be dancing by the glow of your underglow.
Why not?
If you have a disco ball that motorizes out of the amp rack and shines on the ground in front of you, fine.
Disco ball, John Travolta comes out.
But they're not going to be dancing to the glow of your underglow.
You got to
It
set
barely
the mood.
even makes it out of the car. It's not. It does not add anything to the situation.
Have you not seen Tokyo Drift?
The neon's everywhere.
Drift. That's different. Remember?
That was the point I was going to make, is that it's not. It's if it's on a drift car, it's not ricer.
Oh yeah.
And white leather steering wheel on a drift car,
So
it's not ricer.
Nope. If
Apparently.
you put your car sideways on a regular basis on a track, you can basically do whatever you want.
That's because the drifting community is kind of that. Just do whatever the hell you want. Be as weird and as random and as silly and as strange as you can be. Drift 70s Fiats with twin Webers hanging off the side of their motors.
Son.
Whatever you want to do. That's dope, son.
Dope, son.
Hell yeah.
That shit is wet.
Hella.
Surfer signs.
So dude.
So,
Hang
dude, there we
10,
go.
brah.
Thank you.
Hang 10.
No.
That's what I think when people do this little
Yeah, we've already
finger
talked about the
handshake.
thing.
So, I think Robbie's wrong again. I've decided, that my decision is, if it's not on a drift car, it's ricer. And I think Adam's on that same page, and Robbie's the only one that's
I
arguing.
think
with that.
Robbie said he didn't like it.
If it's tucked, he was saying if it was tucked.
I
right?
love neon lights.
Yeah.
I will defend them and say they still look cool. It is ricer.
Okay.
So you're saying it's ricer, but that doesn't change the fact that you like it.
Yes.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
I like them.
10/10 agreement. All right. I got another one. Does anyone want to throw one in or interject?
Okay, here,
one?
let me-
You,
I got-
you
I got
throw-
one that-
You got a few. Why don't you go, Robbie?
I don't have names of them, so
Okay.
I'm just going to say it.
Make up a name. Dave. What did Dave tell us?
Dave has those angel eye headlights on his 2015 Camaro.
Oh, shit.
I figured that was perfect to follow up the neon discussion.
That's a good one.
Rice.
Yeah, that's rice.
Straight rice.
I don't give a shit if it's... Actually, it's worse it's on a Camaro.
I have seen these more often than not. I see these on Camaros and Challengers
Trucks.
and Chargers and trucks.
Trucks.
We were at Hot Import Nights, not last year. What was it last year? Whenever the hell I had my car running, so it could be any number
2
of
years
years from
ago.
now. We were at the Minneapolis Hot Import Nights. The riciest car there was a neon green Chevy Camaro with Lambo doors,
Oh, God.
neon lights everywhere, the angel eye headlights. He had LEDs in his fake
Fake hood scoops?
hood scoops. There you go.
That's terrible. That's rice on rice.
The riciest car there was a 2015 Chevy Camaro.
Figures.
So
There is not a single part of me that is surprised by that fact.
It was awful. I see those on the street. I literally saw one on the street the other day, and also like when he talked about this, that's what it reminded me of. Is that right there is worse to me than underbody lights. I think they're way ugly.
Yeah, I'll agree with
Yeah.
that.
That same car could have underbody lights and be less ricey to me.
Okay, I'll go with that.
I don't. Well, I think the reason they're so popular with the Camaro and the Challenger is because they kind of have rounded headlights to begin with, and
Yeah, anything with like a projection style headlight.
And a lot of the Japanese cars, especially the older ones that were quote unquote ricer cars, they didn't really have headlights that lended to that look to begin with.
Right.
So that's probably why you see them there more. Doesn't matter what it's on, unless it came on at factory.
BMW.
So you BMW guys can stop penning your emails. Calm down.
You're
If it's
ricer from the factory.
It's fine. No, if it's factory, it's fine. I like it if it's.
If
I
it
think they
changes
look cool.
color, from the
for
factory,
sure.
Oh no, it doesn't
ricer.
change color from BMW.
that's
BMW
different.
actually
That's
uses it as a headlight
that's different.
or as a
fine.
DRL.
If
I think is what it
if
really
it's an
is.
actual light,
It's an LED ring
if it's an LED ring
from the
that's fine.
factory.
That's fine.
What if it's an LED ring but is not factory?
It's just white.
It's just a white light. You use it as like your daytime running light.
It's still pretty ricey.
But if it's factory, it's okay.
It's still pretty ricey.
The
If it's
Hellcat
factory,
has
it's
them.
fine. Yeah, the
I don't
Hellcat
like
has
them.
them factory.
It's ricey.
I'm gonna go with Adam. Anyone that's factory is legit. If it changes colors, fuck you.
Pure rice.
Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
I really haven't seen a lot of aftermarket angel eye style headlights that are good. Every once in a while, you see one,
No.
That's
but
because-
most of the time, it's a no.
That's because to get a good one, you got to spend real money, and anybody who's doing that isn't spending real money on that shit.
I've even
Because-
seen a few like pro touring cars that have them, and you're like, yeah, that's not bad. Like, because that dude spent $250,000 on the car, and he probably spent $2,000 on the headlights, and you're like,
It works.
it works. Okay, I'm all right with it.
But he's
Most of
using
the time,
it.
it's stupid.
He's using it as a functional light. Then
Yeah,
it's
for
his
sure.
low beam or his DRL or something like that. It's a functional light that serves a purpose. It's not pulsating with your mad bass, yo.
Oh, I got one then, since we're on this subject. Mainly truck people, and again, Honda people, they put HIDs on with no reflectors.
Oh, I'm so mad.
Fuck you people!
Yeah, you're just
My
assholes.
eyes!
And I don't
Those
think
are. You go.
I don't think you can. I don't think it makes visibility for you any much better either.
It's just so fucking...
It just makes everyone hate you. 'cause
Yeah.
it's
Glaring.
right in their eyes. Especially on a truck, because then I'm driving the truck's right in
Yeah,
line
you're
with my-
blind. You're just completely blind. So yes, it's rice, and you're a terrible person that kicks puppies.
Yep,
Jeez.
that's right.
Moving on. What's the next one, Robbie?
Ouch.
Ooh, I wasn't ready for the second one.
Sorry.
I got another one that.
Is it Carol? Did Carol submit one?
Who's Carol?
Just go with it.
What did Carol say, Robbie?
He's making up names.
All right, so
It's my mother's name. I don't know.
Oh, it is.
that.
this guy drives a
too late,
95
it's already
240 SX.
Really?
His name is not Robbie.
Is his name Ronnie?
Yeah,
What did Ronnie send us?
Ron has a fake carbon fiber painted gas cover.
Rice, sir. It's not even a side of rice. It's just a full portion. Your main entree is rice, sir.
You have a 12-volt rice cooker in your car?
Is that rice?
You know
the
what?
situation.
Somebody invented that.
Damn it.
Adam and I talked about this over a year. Well, no, a year ago because it was on Cruise of the Woods. Somebody needs to fucking make a 12-volt rice cooker for their car. I don't know why we got on the subject. I'm sorry, Adam. Somebody's made it, and they're making their millions, and we're fucked. We're still doing a podcast for free.
Damn it.
We could have been millionaires.
We have
So
lots
anyway.
of ideas where that could have. I mean,
Yes. Anyway, randomness. Still rice, Robbie.
So painted carbon fiber, not real carbon fibers.
rice in my
Ricey?
book 100% of the time.
Okay.
that
How about anything else fake carbon fiber? Pure rice, no matter what.
vinyl wrap carbon,
Yeah.
hydro dip, whatever they call that.
Fake
Yep.
carbon wings.
Yep.
Rice. All day, every day.
So your golf or your Omni wrapped in fake carbon fiber, that'd be a rice.
Yeah, and it'd be done as a joke.
I'm into it.
He admitted it, so I don't care.
Yeah.
You can do it now.
It's rice. I'll
It is
admit
okay.
it.
All right, we're on the same page. Then. Cool.
But it's still funny.
It's a little. If you say yes, it's funny.
It can be
I'll give you
rice. It can be rice, and you can do it in the name of fun, and that's fine. And I'm still going to call you a ricer, but I will give you kudos for being ridiculous and funny.
100%. I'll give you that one.
That's why drifters put underglow on their cars and stuff like that. They know that it's ridiculous, and that's why they're doing it because it's
ridiculous means awesome.
Unanimous on that one, then.
Oh yeah, Ron's fake carbon fiber wing and other fake.
Ron
carbon.
has a lot of fake carbon fiber. I've
It's not
noticed.
true.
On
He's
his
only
240.
got 2 fake carbon fiber things. Everything else is real.
Notice how he's quick to jump to the defense of Ron.
You and Ron are pretty close. It
Us
sounds like
240 guys, we stick together. His wing is fake carbon fiber, and so is his gas lid.
you have a lot of information about another man's wing.
his wang.
His big wang.
Yeah, you have a lot of information
I
about
know,
another man's
I know
wing.
everything about his big wang.
You know everything about Ron's wang?
It's a big one.
What's the next topic, Robbie? What's the next question?
Well, Adam hasn't said any yet.
That's because I'm drinking water.
He's trying to drink water without it coming out of his nose. Why don't you?
It's a real challenge.
It is for him.
Okay. I have one that's kind of two in the same. So this guy drives a 2005 Scion TC,
Okay.
and he Frenched in a license plate on his hatch.
Mad respect, not ricer.
So
Frenched-in license plate on the hatch.
you know what a Frenched-in license plate is, I assume.
Yep.
So it's when you basically recess your license plate inside of a body panel and usually kick it off kilter. So it's sitting at like a 45 degree
Oh, it's off
angle.
kilter?
Yep.
I'm out, Rice.
It's that mini truck in life.
It's a mini truck thing.
I'm out once it's sideways.
As soon as it's sideways, you're out.
Yep.
Nope, I'm in on it.
I'm in on it. I'm out on the sideways as well, but I'm not going to call it rice. I think that it was more of a show of craftsmanship.
That's why I'm in on it, because most of the other things we've listed are stuff that
Bolt-ons.
basically anybody who can do. The fact that he took the time and showed the skill and has the skill to do it, not rice. Mad respect. Even if it's not my thing, I respect it, and it's not rice. If it's something
Being
that
swayed slightly.
if
I'm
it's
just
something that
thinking.
the average person cannot do, that it takes a special skill set to accomplish, I'm in on it.
Yeah, so what happened was
I might not like it. I might not do it on my own car, but I'm in on it.
so it's got the light bar and like the original plate.
Yep.
It's got a kit that it's it's one of the regular kits where it's just a like a metal pan, and then you work your magic around it with the metal work.
Yep.
I honestly don't know the details of it. So he starts with the pan and then creates the metal panel that connects to the rest of his hatch,
Yep.
and then it's all blended in like my body kit. I mean Ron's body kit.
Now you're talking about Ron's body. You're making me really nervous.
It's only awkward if you make it awkward.
So,
The only
having an internal struggle with the sideways, but I see your point.
I
not-
get where you're coming from with
yeah.
the sideways thing, and I don't dig it too much. And if I was going to mini truck my S10, I would probably French the license plate into the tailgate, but it would be flat. It wouldn't be
For
off
sure.
kilter.
Plus, Frenching is kind of a hot rod thing.
It is a hot
Which
rod
is
thing.
hard for me
or
to
a mini
call it.
truck thing.
All right, it's not rice. I'm going with it's not rice. It's a hot rod. It comes from hot rodding, and it takes a lot of fabrication, so I'm saying not rice.
I do think that it would be cool if people with sport compact and import cars, they don't necessarily need to be imports because you could do it with domestic sport compact cars, took more cues from hot rodders and did interesting stuff like the French license plate and like the Frenched antennas and stuff like that.
yeah.
I think it'd be kind of interesting. It'd be cool to build like an old school hot rod styled Scion TC or whatever it is. I think it'd be an interesting build. It'd get a shitload of hate, but I think
yeah.
it'd be cool.
Like a turbo with a hater pipe.
Sure, why not?
That was on a Scion TC.
It was on a science.
That's kinda
and it
hot
was-
rod.
And it was awesome.
It was awesome.
And now he's got a 240.
So he's not. Wait, is he gonna drift it?
Yeah.
Oh, he's not a racer.
That's
Then.
his plan.
Not a racer.
He's not a racer.
Do whatever he wants.
Actually, you want to know what's funny? It's got an SR20 in it, and it runs, And so I was talking to him about it. I was messaging him about it. And he goes, no, it's completely stock. The ECU and everything, it's never been touched, which is funny because what you said was if you just take an SR20 and you put it in a car and you don't change anything, it's fine.
It'll work fine.
Proof of concept.
As soon as you start changing things,
Did you tell him not to mod it? Leave it alone?
if you like your car running,
you do you, man. But
Don't touch it.
proof of concept.
Yeah.
I've got one that Ron sent me, actually. Or actually, Ron didn't send it to me. I stole it off of his car, but I'm going to share it anyway.
This guy sounds awesome.
He's something.
Sounds like a fabricator at heart.
Yeah, I don't think this takes a lot of fabrication. Radiator hoses that are any color other than black.
Rice.
Yes. Robbie?
Not rice.
I don't get it.
I don't get the blue radiator hoses.
People like go out of their way and spend extra money to buy these weird colored silicone hoses. Blue, green, purple, red, don't care. It's weird.
To me, it was always black and blue were the only two colors I found acceptable. Like if you go to yellow, red, green, anything like that, then I go with rice. That's just personal preference. I've always thought blue and black work, kind of like pens. You can write a check in blue and black ink, but you can't write it in red.
I'm not going to buy that vowel. Bob, sorry.
I never buy vowels. I don't get people who do. You're wasting money.
Stop it. You're on national television. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, it's rice for sure.
Yep.
Not rice.
Outvoted. What's the next one? You got another one, Robbie?
Are you going to go?
I can go.
All right. We'll come back to me.
All right. So this is on a Mustang. This particular Mustang's a V6, but I'm not sure it matters even what car it's on. This is a mod that he has done to a V6 Mustang, though. He has the tires that have a red rubber stripe. So when you do a burnout, it leaves a red stripe in the center of it.
Wait a second.
Can he even...
This red rubber stripe, where do you get this thing?
No, it's a tire. It's
it comes with the
manufactured
tire.
on purpose that way. It's a black tire with a 2-inch red rubber stripe all the way around the center.
Do you buy this tire from a shady website that's not in English?
I can't answer that question.
Do you is this intended for burnout contests or drifting?
I don't know that it really...
That's an interesting question.
Well,
I know they make tires that smoke in different colors for drifting.
This does not smoke in different colors. It just... If you're in your high school parking lot, as this person would have been, and you did a mad burnout, and it probably was a one-wheel burnout.
Peg leg burnout.
To show off to the ladies.
As the kids say, peg leg.
And you leave a red stripe in the center. Because that tire's just a normal tire. You guys are looking into this way too hard. You're trying to
It's an all-season tire?
Who cares? It's a fucking tire.
It makes a difference because they smoke differently,
Yeah.
It's just a tire.
Okay.
We don't care about what smoke it makes. We don't care about its performance.
What's the tread
We are
wear
simply
rating?
talking about what it leaves on the ground when you do a burnout.
It's a 400 tread wear.
It's a 400 tread wear?
Yeah,
Oh, it's for sure, Rice, then.
It has to be.
I'm
Where do
100.
you even get that?
I don't even know
dude,
if it's
I said,
still a
shady
thing.
fucking website that's not in English.
I've never even seen
It's
that.
from Korea.
Really? You've never
or something.
seen that?
Indonesia.
I've seen the different colors, and I've seen the smoke, rather.
I've
but
not seen it either.
Not the 2-inch strip.
I've not seen it either.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I'm going 100% Rice on that.
I'm going 100% rice on it unless it's a burnout car.
Well, I think that falls under drift. But it did not
count-
smoke a different color. And so in a burnout contest, leaving a red stripe in the middle wouldn't matter.
Oh, I don't know the rules of burnout contests.
Well, burnout's just how much smoke you can make and how much noise you can make and
I thought the
how
rubber
many devil horns you can throw out the window while you're doing it. That's a burnout contest.
You'll know soon when you get your V8.
Yeah, I thought the pile of rubber and then the rubber streaks that you left behind were
Based on the fact that my dad did a burnout with his 62 Tempest drag car that was so fucking epic that when he left the pit, there was a pile of rubber that was literally on fire, and he still got second place to a figure 8 car. I don't think that matters.
Okay.
Rice?
Full-blown rice.
Okay.
Full-blown rice.
100%.
Indeed.
Now, are these stock rims? I just want to beat this to death for you.
Clearly, you're overanalyzing this.
I got a quick one.
Go on.
This might be Ron as well. It wasn't intended to be Ron, but it might be. I don't know all the specifics
do we just want to
of
post
Ron's
a picture
car.
of Ron's car and then
A
have
video
everybody
tour of Ron's car.
Look at this
Is
ricer.
rice?
Is there going to be? We're going to have a lot of negative space on that picture for all the arrows we're going to have to draw.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. I won't say what color then, so we don't offend Ron.
It's probably platinum pearl.
It's too late.
But interior lights that are a certain color that may or may not coordinate with the rest of the car.
I don't care if it does or doesn't. It's rice.
Same rules as the underbody lights.
Yeah, it falls under underbody. I think
So-
any aftermarket lighting can fall under underbody at this
So if you have blue interior lights, rice all day.
Yeah, for sure.
Does Ron have blue interior lights?
Those might still work. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I didn't even think about it until we started talking about it. I was like, I'm pretty sure that he has that. I just made that one up on my own. So rice, we say.
Even if you
Yeah.
like spent the money on regular white ones, but they're the LED bulb, you swapped your normal halogen out for LED, that's still kind of rice. Why'd you spend money on it? If it burnt out and they were the same price, and so
Then
you bought a
sure.
regular LED, whatever. But if you spent the time and effort to swap them out for LED lights because they provide a softer lighting, rice.
So we're calling sex lights rice.
Sex lights?
That's what they call them.
No.
Yes.
Who calls them that?
Everybody.
Nobody calls them that.
Unless it's in a van, because
Yeah, in
rope
a
lighting in a
240?
van is sick as fuck.
Sex lights in a 240?
have to
Really?
have-
With racing seats?
Yeah,
You have to
it's
have
not
a
going
van.
to do
It's
not
got to
gonna
be a
work.
van to be sex lights.
If you have colored lights in a van that doesn't say free candy on the outside of it, I'll give you a pass on that one.
Vanning is sick. We've talked about this.
Dude,
We're
Robbie
so-
wants to do van things.
Dude, I would rock van things so hard.
You do van things, just the wrong kind of van things. You're talking about van things with shag pile carpet and velour and
Yes,
such.
I am.
Yeah.
And mirrors on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And then-
Rope
then-
lighting.
Rope lighting, yeah.
Rope
Then you,
lighting.
then you need your sex lights.
I'll give you need mood lighting in the van. I will give you that.
Absolutely.
And it can be a color of sorts, yes.
Absolutely.
But it's only okay in vanning.
It's only okay in a
orange
van.
shag carpet, orange rope lighting. Fuck yeah.
So we couldn't do this into the back of your SS Trailblazer.
No, we're not doing it in the Trailblazer.
No.
No.
Rice.
That is rice.
Again, I will stick to my guns like on the underbody lights. I like them.
But it's rice.
Is it rice? Even
I'm
if
not
you
gonna-
like
I'm
it?
not going to say it.
This is dude, am I a ricer? Is it rice or not?
Yes.
Okay.
This is probably the most painful episode Robbie's ever recorded.
This was my idea, it's make fun of
I hate
Robbie.
I put two things on this list that I didn't realize were his until we started the conversation.
I thought we weren't picking on my car. That's the whole
Well,
point
I
of
didn't
this.
know that. I didn't realize until we got here. My bad. What else is on your list? Robbie or Ron or whatever your name is now?
Adam's only done one.
I got another one.
You got another one? All right, go.
Yep. This is, again, a Mustang.
Same.
Same Mustang.
Same Mustang.
Same Mustang.
So he's already a ricer, but will this redeem him or will it drive him further into ricerdom?
Fiberglass hood. Fake hood scoops.
Yes, rice, 100%.
Fake anything.
Fake
Rice.
hood scoops.
So a fiberglass hood with fake hood scoops, is that better or worse than stick-on fake hood scoops?
Better.
It is better.
It is
Yes,
better.
yep.
If you go to a store and you buy hood scoops and then have to tape them on,
With 3M.
3M tape,
Yep.
double stick tape, 100% ricer, no matter what car.
If you buy any body panels at an auto parts store that are not intended for your vehicle from the manufacturer, that's rice.
Yeah, if you can get it at Walmart, rice.
Rice.
All day long. How do you feel?
As I'm sitting here, I've actually thought of more that I have done myself that I'm ashamed of, and I'm willing to claim
All right.
on the show.
Clear the air.
All right, so my Cavalier. My loved Cavalier. My beloved car.
You're one of one Cavalier SS.
That was
concept.
actually one of my. That was actually one of mine. Badging on a car that couldn't be.
Yeah, it's rice.
I'm gonna go with rice.
Even in this like situation where like if you put like the GTR R badge on a Honda, that's really rice.
Pure
but if
rice.
it goes on a Nissan, is that so bad?
Yes, and I'm gonna
Still, is it as bad or just not quite as bad?
as bad. This is where I'm gonna argue one difference though. And Ron's 240SX has the Sylvia
Grill.
grill.
No, I'm not. I'm
And
not
I'm
mad about
okay with that. If it's the European version of your, no,
JDM.
I'm not even go that far because if you put Honda emblems On your stock RSX,
Yep. No.
it has to be right-hand drive in order for that to work.
It could be left-hand drive though. Technically, couldn't it? Because couldn't you have gotten that in Germany like that?
I don't know.
Don't know. But
I can't
I
answer
still.
those
It doesn't
questions.
matter. It's still rice. I think is where you were going.
Yeah,
with
the JDM craze, I think, or EDM. Or,
JDM.
JDM.
yeah, well, I'm trying to be broad here.
EUDM?
GDM.
I don't know. German?
Eurospec.
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 There you go.
That's the word we're going to use. Those crazes where you've spent money to bring something that is completely insignificant over to America because it has a different language on it, and you've slapped the fuse cover on your Honda. That's rice.
Yep. And
Yes.
That craze,
I was-
which
yeah,
has
I was
largely gone by the wayside.
Well, I was
Not
just
cool.
thinking about in my days. I've hung out with some Subaru folks, and they'll import bumpers because they're slightly they don't stick out as far.
That I
And
don't-
they'll pay like $1,000 for the stupid bumper.
it is kind of
that
out of
seems
control,
excessive.
But if they look better, I can get it.
I'm good with that.
Right, because the flip side of that was DWA. They have a 944, and they put Euro bumpers on it.
And they look
so
way
much better.
better.
So much better.
'Cause they don't have that rubber crash trim thing around it.
And the Fiat, they put stupid U.S. bumpers on it, and so everybody converts it over to the European bumpers or takes them off. That's not rice.
That's not rice.
No, if it's improved the car, functionally or makes it look markedly better, I can get my head around it. But if you're doing like people would get the Radiator support cover for their Civic because it had
in
the
Japanese.
stickers on it were in Japanese instead of in English. That's rice.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. And I'm actually now thinking about it. That Sylvia grill might have to go because the Japanese engine's not going to be in there.
You need a bow tie.
Would that be rice? You put an LS1 into a not Chevy car. Is it rice to put Chevy badges on?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Is it?
Is it?
Yes.
It's a drift car, though. It will be a drift car.
Then it's exempt. But if it's
Okay.
not,
Okay, I'll give you that one. Drifter exemption. You can do whatever the fuck
I think
you
we're
want.
going to start losing listeners because we're
outing
you have
too many
turned this
people.
into the
Drift podcast.
Drift podcast. Of
I-
which
I'm-
there's more than I thought there were. There's like 4 of them at this point.
I think if you swap an engine into a different car, I think that if you put some sort of badging to say that this Civic has a GTR engine in it, I'll allow it.
What if on your car, did they ever put 240SX on the car in some way?
Yeah.
So Motor Trend built a 240SS. Is that rice?
I would say that's not rice.
That's a pass?
Because if I put an V8 engine in the 240,
Yep.
that's the best way to do it.
Okay. So that's not a drift car either.
So I'm about to admit something that I never got to do but wanted to do desperately that I think probably will fall under rice that fits your category that you just described.
Okay.
Well, I guess it really doesn't. So when I was in high school, like my mid-teens, I had this really like huge love for Cadillacs.
Okay.
Just loved Cadillacs, but couldn't afford Cadillacs.
Sure. I'm with you.
Had a Cavalier instead. I wanted to
Yes.
I wanted to build a Cadillac themed Cavalier,
Holy shit.
and then I was going to call it the Cadalier.
Oh
And what I wanted to do was around the bow ties. You know how Cadillac has the wreath?
no!
Yep.
No!
Leather interior. Get the Bilgardi crystal clock that they put on the
No.
dash and the Escalade. Put that on the dash somehow.
It's
like,
so
dude, I
bad.
had a lot of free time in my.
It's
in
so
my
bad
younger
that I love
days.
it. I love how bad it is.
With the
But what
Lambo
if you do-
doors?
what if you do themed cars of a different brand?
Oh, man, that's a hard one.
It's
Theme cars.
As long as it's executed well.
I'd say yes more often than not.
But like the whole lowrider movement was kind of a lot of those were theme cars though.
That's a little
like
different.
lowriders.
That's
I like
different.
lowriders,
That's
too.
different.
I think they're cool. I would never build
You could
one,
have-
but I love the fact that they did that stuff, and there's a lot of engineering and a lot of craftsmanship put into building those cars.
I will give a lowrider exemption.
Yep.
Is that like the drift? Is that like the drift exemption?
This is not the drift podcast. I will give
This
a
is super complicated.
I will give.
yeah, that's why we're discussing.
I will give a lowrider pass,
Yes.
but you have to have Dana's.
So my Cavalier would definitely.
If you had 100 spokes on it and bags or hydraulics, I'll give you a pass.
I had no intention of doing either of those in the Cavalier. The Cavalier.
The Cavalier.
You want to know how obsessed I was with this idea? We got an Escalade in that was really, really, really rough, and I knew that it was just going to get sold in auction. So I stole the. They have the owner's manual comes in a leather like
Case
pouch thing, and it has the Cadillac emblem on it. Took that. So you open up my glove box and you pull out my owner's manual, and it was in a Cadillac case.
Wow, that might be worse than anything Ron's ever done to his 240.
At least I'll own it.
I own it.
Yeah, Ron.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah. That Ron guy.
I'm out of them. Does anybody have any other ones?
I got one more, and then there's a couple like quick fire ones I think we could just go yes, no on.
All right, let's wrap it up with that, then.
All right, so the same person that did the Frenchton license plate on his Scion TC also painted all of his interior panels black or red, like glossy black red to match the rest of the car. And in said painted panels, he ghosted in the Scion logo.
This is very difficult for me. But there's two things to say about it.
I'm right there with you.
The painted thing, not into.
Rice.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, if it comes out of a rattle can...
No.
Well, I know he didn't. I know his weren't. But I'm just saying, most of the time, in that case, rattle can.
Yeah, but not...
Did he have to hit it with a sanding block to smooth it out?
Pulled every panel out, sanded them, got everything smooth, primed, painted, cleared, buffed. Wet sanded and buffed.
God, this is so hard for me.
I'm going to say no.
Because this falls under my craftsmanship exemption.
Yep.
This is a hot rod thing.
But I don't like it.
I don't like the painted interior. I've never liked that. Anyone that like paints their dash or does stuff like that. Like I use
the dash as a safety thing.
Mine was really cracked and like faded when I bought mine. So I got one of those vinyl dash restore paint colors. And I just painted it flat black so it would, because somebody had painted it shiny. It was shiny black and faded.
Yep.
So I just painted it back to flat black so it looks factory and doesn't reflect the sun at me.
You had to do what you had to do.
So to me, that doesn't count. But
no.
I'm not into painting panels any other time. But
so if
the ghosted logos,
Scion logo.
Totally into it.
Because I love mini trucking, if you've taken the time to prep them, done any minor or major fiberglass work, have significantly modified them in any way, shape, or form, and then done the paint correctly, pass. Otherwise, no.
Yeah. This one is, like, if you look at it, I think you would argue no rice. The concept, rice.
Yes, I'll give you that.
So, like, to me, if somebody fiberglass a center console and then paints it, you know what I mean? Like, they fiberglass it into, like, a subsystem.
Yep.
Even if it looks good, that's rice to me. Obviously, that's not the case in this situation, but to me, that would be rice, even if it was great craftsmanship. And
I'll give you a pass on that because that's kind of a hot rod thing again.
Well, the fiberglass work is not easy and takes a special skill set. It's not rice; it's craftsmanship.
All right. See, to me, visually, it'd be ricey, but I understand the craftsmanship.
I've seen it too many times in hot rods, so I'm giving it a pass.
All right.
That's my take.
Is that the first time I said rice and you both said no?
If I saw that car today, I'd be like, man, that car was built in the mid 2000s.
That's a good way to put it.
All right, what else you got?
A couple quick fire ones. Lambo Doors.
Rice.
No. They're rice.
Yes.
It's rice, but I like it.
Fucking on the right. If you have the right door.
Yep.
If you have a flat door, it looks really dumb. But if you have a door that curves in at the top and the bottom, when they're up, they look fucking sweet.
Yeah, I don't think the
But they're
240
still rice.
the 240 wouldn't look good.
It depends on the car as to whether or not it looks good, but it doesn't matter if it looks good or not. It's still rice, and I still love it. I'm with Ron.
I like it, but it's rice.
Are you going to put them on the 240?
No, because I'd have to cut my fenders out.
Oh, well, you got to do that anyway.
I'm not doing that. That's added work to. I got other projects.
All right. Anyway, what's your next one?
Body kits. Aftermarket body kits.
For functionality's purpose?
No.
Rice.
I'm going to go with that with the drift exemption and...
I would go with that with the race car exemption.
I'm going to go...
That doesn't even fall just under drift car. Because
straight race car.
If you had a time attack car with Underglow, fucking rice.
Yes.
No.
But you can have a time
Yes,
attack.
it is.
No
yeah,
way.
It
Dude,
is.
you can't
That's
put
awesome.
Underglow in a time attack car. That's the
But
worst
if you had a
thing
time
you could do.
attack car with like an aftermarket bumper because it's designed to fit your front mount intercooler and brake duct, it's a body kit, but it's a pass because it's functional.
How about if it has functionality, it's for sure a pass.
As
Except
long as
if
you're
you're-
using the functionality for its intended purpose.
Except for drifters again.
I'm going to go one step further and say it's on a case-by-case basis for rice. It's completely down to execution. So if you take a body kit and you just slap it onto your car and don't paint it, no matter how good it's supposed to make your car look, rice.
100%.
If you take a body kit and you take the time to paint it right and you fit it to your car right and you build your car around it, not rice.
If I have a track rat that's not even licensed, I'm not going to bother getting the body kit painted. Not rice.
I would allow that. Again, execution. It's based on how you're using it. It's like a lot of those track cars at Gingerman and like the drift cars, the time attack cars.
Yep.
A lot of those had body kits. Not all of them were just for functionality. I would call none of those rice.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's actually probably more challenging than I expected.
Yes, that's an interesting one. So let's end on a vague one then. On an inconclusive answer. Unless you got another one.
I don't if you want to keep outing my car.
Nah, we're good. Let's do the news. Let's move on.
All right.
That was a good segment.
So, Saleen is claiming that they're going to make S7s again, and they're going to have 1,000 horsepower.
Rice. Oh, wait, we're not doing that anymore. Sorry, I got confused.
Nah, man. I love the Saleen S7. One of my favorite
Yeah.
cars
Did I
ever.
mispronounce it?
Saleen.
Saleen?
That's the shit you put in your eye.
Is it Saleen or
Saleen.
Saleen?
Saleen.
I think it's Saleen.
I think it's
I don't know
Saleen.
shit about Mustangs, so or
This is not
Mustang
a
people.
Mustang.
People that modify Mustangs.
They make Teslas.
Do they even do that anymore? Because didn't they get...
Dude, I don't even think they're a company anymore.
Yeah.
So they were a company, and then in like
They have
2011...
like $64 to their name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Jalopnik wrote that article from like 2014 that they were broke as shit.
Yeah, and they're not the only ones. Like Car and Track wrote a bunch of articles about
Yeah.
it, too.
So they used to be publicly traded,
Yep.
and
So they were a company up to 2011
Yep.
from like 1984.
Yep.
And then he had a falling out, and then the owner left and started his own company with like the same name.
Yeah,
And then they,
Saleen or iDrop Supercars or whatever it's called.
Yep.
Right.
And then he like reconnected with the original one, and now they're a company again.
but the weird thing is, like,
they've lost millions of dollars
Right.
in the last 2 years,
And-
like $6 million.
they were publicly traded, and then they didn't turn into any of their forms because you have to turn in forms quarterly at least
Right.
to stay publicly traded to stay on the exchange, and they just wouldn't do it because I assume they were losing so much money or there was nobody to turn the forms in. So now they're delisted. So they're like not even a company anymore.
Right. The last article I saw, they owed almost $600,000 in payroll alone. So they were well underwater, and they were losing about $6 million in the last 2 years.
So they're gonna make a 1,000 horsepower supercar, you say, from 2004.
This is a last ditch effort for them to get crowdfunding, I think.
Publicity.
Yes. So
Yeah.
they're only gonna make 7 of these Saleens. I don't even care anymore.
Who
Yeah.
cares?
I solution. Yep.
Yeah, they're gonna make 7 of these cars. They're gonna pre-sell all of them for $7 million,
What?
What?
or $1 million apiece. Sorry.
Still.
Oh,
That's still a lot of money.
that's still a shitload of money.
So say they sell them all before they're even made. So they get $7 million in cash,
Yep.
and they use that to pay off everything. But then what? I don't. And the fact that they didn't take the time to make their ad even quality, because if you look at the logo, the Saleen car that they photoshopped, it's the most haggard thing I've ever seen.
terrible Photoshop.
I could have made a better
It's
Photoshop
paint Photoshop.
because the
Microsoft Paint.
yeah.
It is.
The car is silver,
Yep.
but its reflection is red.
Yep.
And you can see missing pieces around the wheel well.
Yep.
and-
It's not smooth.
no,
It's different colors of gray and silver.
Some intern did this for free.
Probably.
That's how much money they have.
Probably.
I don't even think an intern did it.
A
They
monkey?
threw it up on Fiverr, and the first person to respond was like, "Yep, here you go. Here's $5."
I don't see this coming to fruition.
No, I don't think it's going to happen either, and it makes me really, really sad because I love that car so much.
Yep. Back in 2007, it was amazing.
Yes, it was.
If they would try to do it again, it'd be cool to see another one with 1,000 horsepower.
So
This is not going to happen.
here's my guess on what's going on here. They have 7 of those that are nearly done that never got sold, and they ran out of money to finish them.
Yes.
So they have very little investment in finishing those cars because they're 90% of the way there.
Yes.
So if they can get even one person to give them $1 million, they can probably finish all 7 of them. And then they could make a comeback. That's what they're trying to do.
The fact that they're only making 7 is really obscure to me. I know this is supposed to be like an anniversary thing to when they were really awesome.
But who makes an odd small number?
Yes.
That's not 5.
S7. So they're making
is that what
7.
Oh, is that okay? I didn't
That's the
think
only
about
thing I
that.
could think of.
and it's got a 7-liter
Twin turbo.
LS.
Is it LS?
I'm fairly
No,
certain.
I'm 99.9% certain it's a Ford.
Should be a Ford.
Is it a Ford?
Well, they did everything with Ford.
I'm almost certain it's a Ford.
Although
motor.
Ford will come out and say, no, we are
No,
not.
sir.
We're not affiliated with that company.
Don't use our name, please.
I'm pretty sure that's a Ford motor.
It almost has
Ford
to be.
derived motor. But
It's a cool idea. I mean, they did come out last year and say they were going to make. They were doing stuff for Teslas and Mustangs.
they were
still,
just
and-
they were body kits
Yeah, they were straight up body kits.
for the Tesla.
yeah. And if they've lost $6 million in the last 2 years, this is never going to happen.
Not good. What else we got?
That being said, I hope it does.
According to the what do they call it, AAA, Americans waste $2.1 billion on premium fuel a year. Or is it a year?
Billion with a B.
So, who here uses premium fuel regularly?
This is me raising my hand.
Okay.
Both vehicles I own run nothing but.
The Focus uses it?
I don't own the Focus.
Okay.
When I
Do you
say
put it in the Focus?
no.
Okay. Just checking.
I run it in the Omni because I believe that's a higher compression motor and I'm paranoid.
Okay.
And I run it in the S10 because it's a turbocharged motor that never was,
Yep.
and I'm paranoid.
I'm with you on that one.
I
Robbie?
I only run it in the SR20.
Okay. I run it in everything. Come to
You
think
even
of
run it in the Trailblazer?
I do run it in the Trailblazer.
Does GM call for it?
Yes. It says it on the gas cap.
I have ran it in the Maxima, Jess's Maxima, a few times, but even the cap says for best performance.
So it doesn't say you have to use it.
No, it says unleaded or
Yeah, like my TT, it said in the gas cap, must be 9. Well, they actually
93 is
they
what
actually
that said.
claimed 93 on the gas cap in the Omni. They said you must run premium 93 fuel.
your
in this
Audi
car.
TT did that too.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
what he's saying.
The TT.
You said Omni.
I meant Audi.
Sorry.
No, the Omni was built when everything was leaded and
The good
awesome.
old, the
The
good, old days.
Like we were around back then. But I was not going to run it in the Trailblazer, no matter what it said, until I checked the spec, and the engine is 11 to 1 compression. And then I got nervous. So I decided I would run premium.
So what this article is saying, what they did was they took a car that the manufacturer does not state must run premium, and they put it on a dyno, and they ran it in like the EPA's test for mileage
Okay.
on a dyno, because that's how they do that. They do it on, well, a rolling road is what they call it. It's a dyno.
It's a treadmill, whatever.
Yeah. But they ran it once with premium and once without, and there was no discernible difference in power. There was no discernible difference in fuel economy, although they did note that the premium tune on the cars they used, which I don't think they ever say what car they used, the ECU did change timing significantly enough to be of note, but it did not increase power enough to matter. So what I think they're saying here is if your car doesn't say it must run premium, then you don't need to run premium in it.
And you're wasting money.
But the number that they're getting, I think, is how much premium fuel is sold in this country in a year. And you've got people like us who own performance-based vehicles that should be run on premium, and so we're using it as it is intended.
Yep.
And so I don't think this number is accurate. Because I think what they're saying is the U.S. consumes $2.1 billion of premium fuel in a year, and if you have a car that doesn't need premium fuel, you're wasting your money. And that's not an accurate statement. I don't think that this is a real, well-written news article. I think that this is wrong.
I used to run it in the Veloster, because it didn't use any fuel in comparison to my 14 miles a gallon now. But I used to run it in that because it did make 20 PSI out of that turbocharger, and I didn't. And the other thing is, I don't trust E10. I don't like ethanol. Welcome to Iowa. I don't trust it. I've seen some studies. Well, there's been news reports of E15 ruining fuel pumps and fuel systems, specifically in BMWs are the ones I'm remembering. So I don't really like to run ethanol at all in my cars unless they're specifically designed for it. None of mine are. So that was another reason to avoid 87, which is the only other option here in Iowa.
Yeah, there's no 89 anymore.
87 E10, or you get 91 premium, either with or without ethanol, and I would try to find it without. So that was, and in the Veloster, I checked. It said you don't have to run it. But my guess is, and I felt it, I ran it a couple times, I think, but dyno, that it pulled a little bit of timing when I ran 87. So I just ran premium all the time.
But what they're saying is that in a non-premium required car, even with the timing change, it didn't make any discernible difference in horsepower on their tests. Which doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it's an interesting statement, especially if they admit to it having pulled timing.
But I think what they're doing is they're generalizing and thinking everybody's car doesn't need premium, and so anybody who buys it is wasting their money.
Yeah,
and I think they're wrong.
I would agree.
Well, I think a lot of people, like affluent people, just buy premium because it's premium. I mean, I think that's probably...
I think older people buy premium because it's premium.
That's probably true.
I can guarantee you that even if you're well off, but you're 25, you're not buying premium unless your car requires it. Unless you're a petrol head who knows better. But if you have a Prius, you're not putting premium in your Prius. I guarantee
Nah, probably not.
No, what's one place you can, like, everyone tries to save money, like, oh, gas prices are so high.
Yep.
They always go to the cheap gas. So I would argue that the people that are using premium probably know what they're doing. They need it.
That $2.1 billion in premium,
It's not wasted.
95% of it is going into cars that the manufacturer required it for a performance reason.
Or in my case, like with the Veloster, they made that choice for their reasons, or because, again, E10 is the only other option, and they don't want to run ethanol. So there's no way to exclude those people from this study because you can't go around and ask everybody, hey, do you want to run ethanol in your car? Because those are your two options in that case. You run ethanol or you don't.
I don't know that ethanol is popular outside of the Corn Belt.
The Midwest.
It's really not, because even if you go, 6 hours in any direction, ethanol is more expensive.
Yeah, that's true.
Here is
and harder to find.
Yeah, here is one of the few places in the country it's cheaper.
Yeah, I think ethanol is probably not a good thing for a majority of the country.
Correct.
To talk about. But either way, the reason I want to talk about this article is because I think that they are making huge assumptions and not stating the facts correctly.
I think, it looks like they were given a bunch of statistics and were told to write an article about it and come to a conclusion. And it wasn't.
Basically, the conclusion they came to is, because they talk about top tier rated gasolines in there.
Yep.
Which, like QT, I know sells top tier. And they said that is a thing. That is a valid thing. Top tier gasolines have better cleaning detergents inside of them. They will make your engine run smoother, run cleaner, perform better, last longer. They were all about top tier. I wonder who paid them for it, because I'm not entirely sure that I buy it.
Shell.
Yep.
Fair enough.
But that was kind of my tirade on this. Was I think you guys are taking facts wrong and telling the world incorrect things.
A little misinterpreted there.
Yep.
The Lyft company, their boss thinks that private car ownership will be dead by 2025.
I think he states specifically in large cities.
Okay. That's the kind of, without even thinking about that, that's kind of my conclusion, that in large cities I could see that. But definitely not even in Des Moines, I'm not seeing that.
You couldn't do it.
No. There's no way.
in anything but a place with mass public transit.
Right. So he's saying that like this came out as Lyft, which is a car.
It's like Uber.
It's like Uber, like a taxi service kind of.
Yep.
Well, this is their 10-year plan, and this is where this came out of. Is that their goal really is to have a full functioning fleet of autonomous vehicles
cars,
that you could just call up and get in.
No driver. You got an app. You call for the car. There's no reason for you to have a car because you got no place to park it. You don't want to store it. You don't want to have to pay for parking on the street, blah, blah, blah. You just call one on your phone. You go to work. You come home. Boom.
So are they assuming that these vehicles are just going to never stop driving? Because like one of the things they kept talking about was how ugly the world is because it's just made for cars and there's parking lots that cars that never get driven 94% of the time. So
that's an interesting idea, I guess. The hole in that for me is that people use their cars at the same time. So, I mean, we all go to work at the same time relatively. Right. You know what I mean? So it might be easier to get a car at 2 o'clock in the afternoon than at like 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. So I think his point is somewhat valid, but to say 100% chance that we're going to replace all cars and there's going to be no privately owned vehicles, I think is a little crazy because you would have to have so many cars on standby that aren't doing anything most of the time except for at 2 times during the day that I don't know that it's entirely feasible.
No,
you know what I mean?
that parking lot that he's complaining about is going to be full of his vehicles.
Right, they're just going to be sitting there all day.
Yeah.
Because not everybody is moving around at uniformly throughout the day. We're all moving around during rush hour.
Yeah, there's 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours at night.
It's right, rush day. It's rush hour.
You're still going to have cars sitting idle in parking lots. You're still going to need parking lots. You're still going to need street parking because it's just that the person isn't parking it anymore.
Yeah,
the having to look for a parking spot problem is fixed because the car just goes away when you're done with it. But
you know what else does that? Taxis
do that.
Public transportation does that. That's a thing. Did you know that?
It's true. It is. If
you go stand next to the corner where it says bus,
where there's a sign that says bus on it,
they'll come and pick you up.
A car will come and pick you up.
Move you.
It's a big car and it's got other people on it.
I think they've tried this before.
They have tried this before. It's an interesting point.
Although I do think that if they can get autonomous taxis to work, yeah, it makes sense in like New York City downtown. I get that.
I think it's an interesting idea and a noble plan. I don't want to discount that necessarily, but also even if he qualifies this as big cities, these people still think about the repercussions in their own bubble. Like, okay, so yeah, that's fine. Big cities, 2025, a lot of the cars are going to be autonomous and nobody, a lot of people may not own their vehicles, but here that's not going to be the case. In the Midwest, that's not going to be the case. In most of the country, that's not going to be the case.
Right.
So, I mean, I know that eventually they want to move towards nobody owns their own vehicle anymore. It's just rideshare all the time, but and I think there's still people that want to own their vehicles. There's going to be normal people that want to own their vehicles. There's going to be uber rich people that don't want, a bunch of other people riding around in their car because they want a Bentley and they want it for them. So
right, that was another point I was going to make is that the people they buy cars as like a status symbol or a trophy.
Right.
You take that's not going to get taken away. Like I don't know. It seems weird to me that to make that broad of a statement to think that people are not going to want to own cars.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like people touching me.
So you don't like public transportation?
So public transportation, not my thing. I've been on a bus once in my life, and I've never been in a taxi.
Taxis are gross, by the way.
Taxis are very gross.
Like, I'm sure I blew people's minds just now. I've been on a city bus once, and I rode across Ames with you on Visha weekend once.
Ooh.
Once. That's the only time
I did not realize that was the only time I've ever been on a bus.
From Westtown to Campus Town.
Yeah.
When you were still living out there, and I went with you to Visha for like 2 hours, and I'm like fucking out because there's people touching me.
No, they're the worst.
Yeah.
You should have tried doing that during camp, like during school, when it was like at noon, all the classes got out.
No, I've seen those buses, and I'm like, dude,
cattle trailer.
Like I've seen, because I'll be driving down, and there's like, they have those extended buses, the ones that.
The bendy buses? The bendy ones.
The ones with the elbows.
Buses,
yeah.
And it's still standing room only. I would leave my apartment 35 minutes early just to walk to class so I wouldn't have to stand in there.
Actually, if people would realize if you sit and wait 10 minutes, It's clear the next bus.
But I always find funny, before they had all those bendy buses, they would run 2 buses simultaneously.
Yep.
And one would just follow the other. And the one in the back always had half as many people on it.
Because everybody wanted to get on that first bus.
Everyone would fill in and then not realize the bus behind was the same track.
Sheeple.
Yeah.
But as long as I am allowed to own my own vehicle, no matter how population dense I live in, I will, because I don't want to be around other people that much.
There you go. You
Yep.
can't be 100% then.
No,
Because there's going to be somebody. There's going to be somebody in New York City that is either willing to pay for it or has just shitloads of money, and they don't give a shit.
Social reservations like me.
Right. They don't want to. They don't want
I'm
this.
just inverted enough to not like being around people in mass quantities.
They don't
like
want to
that.
get consumption from people like me on the bus, and so they're
It's
going
not
to own
even
their own
I
car.
just don't like people touching me. That's
No,
why I get haircuts once, maybe twice a year, because I don't like her touching me.
Weird.
Is she hot?
I don't care if she is or not.
I just.
Dude,
I
I
was
went
just
into one of
curious.
those.
Is it a dude?
I went into one of those sport clips.
Yeah.
And she's like, starting to put the towel on, and now you can just let's skip the neck massage. Let's skip the hot towel.
You probably
Cut
freaked
my
her out.
fucking hair and get me the hell out of here.
That's the best part.
That is
No,
the best
I
part.
can't do it, dude.
It was almost worth the money to do that.
My back hurts all the time. People go to a chiropractor. No,
Dude, have you seen
that
what
guy gets all
chiropractors
up
do
in
to
my
people?
shit.
Have you been to a chiropractor, Robbie?
They touch
All
me
the time.
I don't
You go
like
all the
it.
time?
Anytime I feel like kind of stiff.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Because if you're not like a
genius.
chiropractor person though, and you see what a chiropractor does to somebody, you'll be like, "Fuck that! I'm out of here." I've been a couple times, and
It's amazing.
like when they do your neck and they like do the thing, they get in there with their hands and they're like they're finding the vertebrae and you're just like, what the fuck?
That guy just killed that dude.
Or even if it's your own neck, you're like, am I dead? Am I on the other side now?
For the record, to anyone that has seen a movie where people break another person's neck, that's not how that works.
That looks like what they do to you in the chiropractor, but you're not dead. That's the problem because you see it on movies and you're like, what the fuck?
No, like when we were skating all the time, and I would fall, especially now that I've gotten older too, then I don't skate as often.
Yeah.
If I fall, it's usually not as graceful as it used to be. So I have a tendency to throw things out of place. And if I'm feeling sore and I wake up sore in the morning and I'm cracking my neck, I'll go in. It's worth it.
No.
Because I want to feel 3 inches taller and not be in pain.
I'm feeling
Worth it.
anxious just talking about it. I'm all like,
I'm with you,
I don't like
Robbie.
it, dude.
I'm with you, but I understand Adam's reservation of the
I'm
chiropractor.
not
man.
telling him he's wrong.
Scary shit.
I don't even care about what he does to me. I just don't. If he could do it and not touch me, I'd be in there every other day.
I know of one
If he had a
that
machine that just
No,
like
man,
came in
no.
and just
I'd be more
Fuck
nervous
the machine, man.
I'd be so much more nervous with the
Machine
machine.
kills you, cracks your
Oh,
back, and you
God.
die.
It fails and pushes
Right.
it like 360.
All of a sudden, 1,000 pounds of force breaks your spine. No.
That'd
So
be
yeah, that's
awesome.
why I've
That'd be
never been
awesome.
in taxis. I got on a bus
Fucking machines,
once.
man. They're coming after me in the taxi.
It's not the machines; it's the people. If they were machines,
The people.
Actually, autonomous taxis. Fuck yeah, let's do this.
I'm down with autonomous taxis.
Because then I don't have to touch people. I don't have to talk to people.
Yeah, but
They're
people
just-
leave.
it's
There's
just me.
People
Yeah,
are
but then
gross.
yeah,
dude.
then there's nobody
People are
monitoring
gross.
it.
People are gross.
Well, yeah, okay, fine.
People will
There's-
have sex in there. They will
Exactly.
blow snot on
but see,
everything.
I've never been in a taxi, so I don't know these things.
They're gross.
a taxi with a person in it that's monitoring it is gross.
It's like
How small town am
here's
I
the
right
best.
now?
Here's the best way to
I've
describe
never
a
been in
taxi.
fucking taxi.
It's just like a public restroom.
It is literally like a public restroom.
It is. It is as disgusting. Probably smells just as bad. That's why Uber took off. It's because these are personal vehicles and people took care of them.
I know where
Uber's
all
where it's at.
I know where all the bathrooms in Ames that like gas stations that have just single person bathrooms with lockable doors. I know all of them. I'm that fucking crazy, dude.
On that note, what's
my
the next
thing.
news item?
The last one is that a woman has set the bike land speed record at 147 miles per hour.
It's fast on a bike.
Who
Very
the
fast.
fuck thought that was a good idea?
She did, apparently.
Well, she's wrong.
Every time they see these, I see these.
Denise
What?
Mueller is her name.
Denise Mueller.
Yep.
Every time I see one of these land speed records, I want to put a big asterisk next to them all. They didn't fucking do it on their own.
That's true. She did not do it on her own.
She went all the way up to 90 miles an hour with a car assistance, and then she pedaled to 147.
Behind the
That-
car.
behind
the
the
car.
vehicle.
So she had no wind resistance.
Correct.
And it is all in the gearing of the bike.
Did you
Yep.
see the crazy gearing on the bike?
Yeah. Like she can if she started from a rolling stop or started from a stop and made it all the way to top speed, even with a windbreak in front of her, I would then count it.
Yeah, used the story said that she basically held onto the back of the Range Rover to get her to 90, and then she let go of it and began pedaling at that point to get from 90 to 147 miles an hour.
Yeah, those bikes are geared so high that you can't even turn.
It has a double reduction gear drive on it.
Yes.
It's crazy.
So to turn one turn on the crank, I think you would have to go 28 feet or something crazy like that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So it's cool. Don't get me wrong. Going 147 miles an hour on a bicycle, nuts. Doesn't count.
The back of the Range Rover, the thing that they had for her to like sit in, when I saw it, like the first thing I thought of was like the Audi or Porsche LMP1 cars where they have that dorsal fin that runs all the way from the cockpit to the. That was when I saw that, I was like, that's what that looks like. I just thought it was really cool.
So I remember they broke the land speed record like a year or two ago on rollerblades. It wasn't 147, but it was like 100 and something. But again, none of that counts because he literally just hung onto the wing of a car.
Well, do you remember?
And then let go.
You remember that whole bullshit, that bet with Dan Blazarian, and he had to ride his bike from somewhere to somewhere.
I think he went Vegas to L.A. or something.
Yeah, and so he was supposed to do this, and Lance Armstrong was coaching him and
He
all
was
this
training
shit.
him and all that.
He's behind a fucking Suburban the whole time.
Getting handed
was he?
Gatorade the whole time.
Yeah, the Suburban was open. That was full of bimbos, and there were. I assume they were handing out the water. I don't know what they were doing.
I'm sure it was like
They were
special mineral
topless
water and
and-
yeah.
Yeah, but he was behind the Suburban with the tailgate open.
Zero wind resistance the whole ride.
It's cheating.
Anyone could do that.
That's not that far.
That's like
He
when
had to do it in like 3 days or something.
that's when I bought my speed skates for doing like marathon stuff.
Yeah.
And then that world record came out for rollerblading. I'm like, just get me a faster car. I could do that too. Just get me a faster car and a smooth landing.
Yeah.
Easy.
The only thing you got to worry about is speed wobble.
Yep.
As long as it's smooth, you're good.
You get me a motocross outfit or like a
Motorcycle get you-
racing gear and a
Yeah.
helmet and gloves.
Yeah, you'd be fine.
You get me a fast car that can beat 160 miles an hour. Yeah, I can break that record too.
That guy that has rollerblades that attach to roller coaster rails, that dude's crazy.
That's a crazy motherfucker.
That's
right there.
another record. That's on his own.
That dude's
No
a-
one else will do that.
That dude's a crazy mother. Because if you lose your balance and fall forward, your feet are stuck to that rail.
No.
You're
Ultra
just
dead.
done.
Ultra
I'm
dead.
done. Nope, I'm out.
Not only will you die,
You be you. I'm not doing it.
not only will you die,
my hero.
you'll hurt the whole way. You'll
Yeah.
You'll die and then slowly
gonna
die.
die
You don't
immediately.
die quickly unless you just like happen to catch your neck right.
Yeah, you better
cut
hope that
wrong.
you hit something really hard with your head and it knocks you out.
Yeah, if you.
That's always
yeah, if
been
you
my
trip.
reassuring thing on roller coasters is if I fall out of this, I probably won't feel it.
That's how I felt about airplanes when I first got into flying. I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna let go because if we crash, I'm not gonna feel it. It's over.
This is a really positive point to end the podcast on.
I gotta pee so bad. I don't care how we end.
All right, let's just end it then. Find us at all our social media and 1010spodcast.com. We got to get out of here, so Adam can pee.
It's getting cold out. Buy a hoodie.
Buy a hoodie. They're cheap.
And a pillow to snuggle with.
They're actually cheap. So hit up the store from the website. Bye.
So where are you going?
I bet I cancel. Go to your mom's house, Robbie.
That's not true. Where are you going?
Just remember, you only have so many grandmothers that can die.
Are you threatening him?
Yeah.
For your excuse, you can only use the my grandma died so many times before you run out of grandmas.
I know what you were doing.
I had no clue. I was like, what the fuck are you... What are you doing to my grandmother?
I both know where both your heads went on that one. He was like, "Yeah, excuses," and you're like, "Are you fucking threatening me, dude?"
No, I was just like, I didn't even know until Robbie said.
No, I was trying to tell
what
you.
the fuck, dude.
You know, for excuses for this girl.